So hey guys, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be discussing why Gherbo, Ari Fletcher, and Taina Williams have a lot of built up issues and animosity. So I was going to post this video directly after their last argument on social media, but like I said before, I be taking breaks and that's exactly what I did. So sorry that this topic is super late, but I still feel like it's relevant and I'm sure there's still a lot going on. I do think that this conversation still needs to be had and I think it should be carried out without severe bias. For the sake of this story being a little bit outdated, I won't be posting any receipts or screenshots or snapshots, just commentary. So basically what transpired here is Gherbo went on the internet to address people on blogs who made comments basically wanting his son to dislike his two siblings that Taina is the mother of or will be the mother of. I'm gonna be real, I didn't see anybody saying that Yoshan should dislike his siblings or that he wouldn't like them. Sometimes I think celebrities see like one or two comments and think that's the narrative everybody is spewing. If anything, people were more or less attacking Ari for posting a video of her child crying after someone played a prank on him saying that Ari was pregnant with another baby. So their child is obviously upset and people correlated this to Gherbo about to be having two kids under the age of 1 with Taina. So when Gherbo woke up the next morning, he addressed everybody saying that people are weird for insinuating that his son shouldn't like his siblings. But once again, I really didn't see anybody say that. And then of course, Ari responded basically blasting Gherbo and Taina for an incident that occurred with their son. I think the internet was truly the reason behind why this whole entire debacle took place, but I definitely think all parties are at fault. So I've broken this video down into one overall main talking point, so let's get right into this video. So my overall main talking point is that all parties in this video are at fault. I see so many biased videos from bloggers and commentators just pointing the blame at Ari or pointing the blame at Taina, and I feel like this is a situation in which all three parties are contributing factors to the somewhat toxic, actually very toxic, and unnecessarily dramatic environment that this young baby is living in. I say this because Gherbo knew exactly what he was doing when he took to Instagram to address fans and blogs and say that people should not be wanting his son to hate his other siblings. I completely understand that when something is dealing with your child, you're gonna speak up. But I still feel like when you're a celebrity, you have to pick and choose which battles, especially if you know what type of backlash you can get. He knows exactly what type of baby mother he has, therefore he knew exactly what type of response he would get. And I don't think that him nor Taina predicted that the internet would somewhat side with Ari because they usually never side with her. I know I don't. So after he posted this, I saw it the morning I woke up and I'm like, I already know that people were gonna take this really far, and that's exactly what happened. So of course Ari took to her Instagram to express the fact that Gherbo has not seen his son in months due to the fact that she does not want her son around his girlfriend Taina, and there was an incident that happened. Now let me say this, Ari never accused Taina of abuse. I don't know why people even titled their videos that or made that the headline of their blogs. She never said anything in regards to abuse. She never used that word. That word never came out of her mouth. That word was never posted on Instagram. All of that was insinuated by fans, and I think the fans have to really stop making things so severe because all of these things are being posted onto the very permanent internet. I did want to defend Ari on that because she never ever said that Taina abused her son. She never even said that she was mad that the boy fell. She was basically saying that her son was injured under Taina's care and it wasn't reported to her, nothing was done about it, and she never received an update, which she has every right to be upset about. Now let me move on to Taina. I think, like I said in my unpopular opinions video, Taina is gonna get her karma if she isn't already, and she's going to continue to get her karma because she started messing with a man while he had a newborn child in a very public relationship with somebody and did not wait for the relationship to end and for both parties to leave each other alone before she inserted herself. I don't care what nobody says. I'm not buying the good girl attitude from Taina because I don't see anything praiseworthy about somebody getting with a man who is clearly taken and then playing as if she's the victim. So here's my take on this entire situation. I personally feel like Gherbo is truly the only bad common denominator of all of the horse shit that these three individuals deal with. This is what happens when you mix toxicity with toxicity. Now, I made a video a few years back basically dragging Ari when they first broke up, and that was my first time even knowing anything about her or Gherbo's relationship with her, but I never paid attention to her while they were together. I actually didn't know who they were. I actually don't even listen to Gherbo right now. My friends tell me I'm crazy, but I don't think he's bad. I just don't listen to him for real. I still think he's a decent rapper. Anyway, him and Ari's relationship ended in a very messy way. Taina was a side chick. She was knowingly having relations with Gherbo while he was in a relationship that was very public. And also, to make matters worse, Ari had recently just had Yoshan, their child. So if you ask me, there's always going to be bad blood, animosity, and tension, and low-key, rightfully so. People can say that Ari is bitter, and I think she has every right to be, but just needs to learn how to channel that feeling and kind of move past the nonsense and don't allow these individuals to gaslight her. I'm not even an Ari fan, but Gherbo and Taina both know that they have positive connotations within the media. So if Ari even posts anything that could be remotely shady, she's always going to get dragged and they're always going to get praised and defended. And that's the truth. Because if it wasn't, if we're being real, Taina should have been dragged so crazy from day one. Like, I just can't condone a woman getting with a man who has a newborn child and in a public relationship, and somehow now these teenagers see them as couples goals. And even some young adults. Like, it's sad as hell that you're born in 1997 but reposting Gherbo and Taina. Like, why? But anyway, so many people were praising their recent baby shower, which was beautiful, but the underlying components about how their relationship came about is nothing to rave about. Like, let's be real. What Gherbo did to Ari was actually cause her indelible insecurity in regards to family dynamics, because now her child will never have the two-parent household that she may have wanted. Now her child will grow up knowing that his dad chose another woman over his mom in her most vulnerable state, and now this is so much of a blended family, especially during a very impressionable time. Taina just turned 24 years old and will have 2 kids under the age of 1 very soon. I mean, I just can't. Like, there's just no way. Like, there's no way I'm going to be under 25 with 2 kids that are that young and close in age. But they have money and help, so I guess it is what it is. But I think the family dynamic is very embarrassing, and Gherbo should have thought about that before he made all of these decisions on who he procreated with. Now, I will say this. Ari definitely fought Gherbo both physically and, in my opinion, emotionally, because it seems like their relationship was more or less built on love, but quickly transformed into lust, materialism, and this perfect image that clearly wasn't the case. I think Gherbo left that relationship after the lying, cheating, and betraying Ari, and I personally think that he wanted to rectify his reputation by settling down with someone who was the complete opposite of his child's mother, Ari. And that's not wrong, but how he went about it was definitely wrong. You don't leave your child's mother when y'all's baby is months old and then kind of rub it in her face that you're with another girl that you and the public think is so much better than your girlfriend. It's like sometimes men don't understand how bad their actions are because they're told to be tough and emotionless, so they think their actions are regular. Something tells me that Gherbo has probably never apologized to Ari for the embarrassment, for the heartbreak, and for the overall shambles he caused in his own son's life. I mean, what man or father would want their son to have to adapt to a whole other woman and see this woman birth half-siblings while Yoshan is only 4 years old? I think it's honestly preposterous that all of this while Gherbo and Taina receive little to no backlash for how their relationship came about and the actual emotional and psychological damage it's going to do to this young boy. And people like to write off Ari as bitter, which in many cases she is, but I don't know how I would be able to deal with this if I was Ari, other than say nothing, which is easier said than done. Imagine having millions of followers who are interested in your relationship, and whether they like you or not, you constantly have to be reminded about how bad your child's father did you and how much better another woman is in the eyes of the general public. I mean, I don't think many women can fathom that. Ari handles it with anger and aggression, whereas a lot of other women would just be heartbroken and melancholic. I think everyone in this entire situation needs severe therapy because there are still hard feelings involved. And I think that comes from a mixture of having the internet a part of their business, young children involved, and then Taina not really having any remorse for what she said or did. And that's why I think Ari is kind of justified for never wanting to be cordial with her, because there's no reason for me to shake the hands of a woman who basically stole my man and got with him while I was pregnant and when my child was only a few months old. If Taina was on the other side of this, she would be devastated, but because she barely ever says anything and she benefits from the privilege of not being ghetto, people give her no flack when I just don't think that's right, woman to woman. You don't get any points from me as a woman doing something like that. I think Gherbo has also let this go on too far and too long, because if he was mature, he would have sat both ladies down and told them the God honest truth from the jump, and then let the animosity fizzle out, but we can't act like he doesn't feed the fire. After posting that message about the internet not wanting his son to like his other siblings, which once again, I saw nobody say, he then posted videos of him and his son with Taina, which I felt was underlying petty as well. Like, likability politics with them being a public figure is so prevalent and such a big component of how people are perceived, because if people genuinely or generally don't like you, they will drag the hell out of you. But if you are well perceived, you can get away with a lot more. I thought that was a very petty move on Gherbo, and it's because he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew the response it would get, and he knew nobody would call him out, even though he's a common denominator for all the bullshit. I sometimes think a lot of men like the attention of two women fighting over them or two women quarreling about them because it's like an ego boost in some way, shape, or form. But at this point, this baby is almost a kid. Like, he'll be 5 years old next year, kindergarten and school age, and their son is definitely picking up on the dynamic of his parents and and they have to just consider that. I'm not going to tell anybody how to be a parent, especially because I am not one, but G Herbo is going to have to answer for a lot of this in the future, and it's not going to be good. It's going to be very hard. You don't want your child to resent you for the drama you caused him and his mom, even if you're a rich and famous rapper. A lot of times we've seen these examples of celebrity kids who have terrible relationships with their parents. We've seen celebrity kids grow up and years later state that their parent was a star and maybe helped out financially, or maybe just neglected them after a while as well. And it's clear that Ari is the primary parent, while G Herbo lives a happy fairy tale fantasy with Taina in a whole different state. I don't know. I just feel like all of this can be prevented if the man stepped up to eradicate the issue, but I just feel like he can't come back because he let the BS go on for so long, so the two ladies are just gonna hate each other, and it is what it is. I personally think that he intentionally got with somebody after the relationship with Ari in such a quick fashion to spite Ari, even though he's the one who cheated and lied. And not to say Ari is or was perfect. She definitely was her own can of worms in all of this too, but still. Now Herb is going to have to deal with the back end of the drama that's going to ensue for years to come as his children get a lot older. I hope all three parties nip the BS in the butt by the time all of these young children are able to walk and talk and understand what happened between their parents. It's really kind of sad to see. I know it's entertainment for us people on the internet, but there are children involved, and all of these people have to grow up as siblings or somewhat related or deal with each other, and it's best for them to kind of get all of this out now before the kids get a lot older. I wish them the very best. Please get therapy, y'all. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your comments on my commentary down below on this entire situation. What are your thoughts? What do you know? Let's add to the conversation. Also, I do have an affordable deal going on right now. If you are a business owner, you have a product, a service, anything you want to promote, and you're looking for some beautiful Black women to do that for you, I am a director of the Queen Team Models Modeling Agency. Please DM us on Instagram and we can figure out a way to collaborate and promote your products. I love working with you all. I'm definitely appreciative, and the models are super excited as well. Also, don't forget to stream my new song, Ballin'. Y'all know Ballin'. You know, we ballin' now, okay? Definitely stream the song, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.
Tall like a teak, juicy like a kiwi. Bars graduated, they was telling me to free me. And yeah, he called me Chi-Chi, he grabbing on my cheat-cheese. Damn, what you mean with the team, green, white, green? So I rock to the beat, oh yeah, and I shake on the beat, oh yeah. Few bands for a feature, so my money know they spoil. Chioma, I'm hot, I bring water to a boil. Come on, one time for the melanin girls, skin popping in the sun, let me hear you one time. Baby, let me hear you one time. African girls, and you know we get it done. Let me hear you one time. Ladies, let me hear you one time. One shot, two shot, come on, baby, come on. Put your hands to the top, come on, ladies, come on. Skin popping in the sun, come on, baby, come on. Brown girl, you the one, and they know we get on. One shot, two shot, come on, baby, come on.